to start?
You're ready to go.
Okay, we'll go. Apologize for the late start. That was my fault trying to get on. I'm a scientist, not an IT expert, and computers befuddle me sometimes, so we'll try and get it going quick. I'm glad you're all here for this to talk about our new product, Advanced Collagen. I'm pretty excited about this. And I know it's been something a lot of people have waited quite some time for and are excited about as well. So we appreciate your patience in this. I mean, when we typically when we think of protein, we're thinking of muscle repair and muscle synthesis and athletes and satiety in the diet and a bunch of things. And collagen hasn't always really fit very well in that. But there's been a lot of newer studies and a lot of new world experience that's kind of finally indicated to us that it now is a good time and to bring this out and convince us this is a product we can all benefit from. So you're going to be provided, oh, now that doesn't work. Okay. You're going to be provided a lot of marketing materials and promotional stuff over the next little while. I've seen a lot of it already. I put this on here mainly just to remind me to smile. And anyway, take advantage of all the other information that's out there. Everybody's got a little bit different spin on it. Hopefully today I'll be able to provide you some information that's a little different than what you may have heard, and maybe some insight into the product and ingredients that come from this side and from a lot of the questions that I get asked. Most of you know that I answer a lot of questions, so hopefully I'll get a lot of questions answered throughout the presentation that might be helpful for you in the future. So first and foremost, I wanted to state that the product is designed primarily to support the health of skin and hair and nails from the inside out. We do have collagen in skincare products, and that works in a completely different way. And I will touch a little bit on that at the very end, but I don't want to get sidetracked on that. But in addition to those functions, you're also going to get benefit in the joints and bones, the integrity of the organs and the vascular system. There's even probability
recording in progress
that you'll benefit even in your digestive system, again, from a structural standpoint. So before we get started into specifics about the product, I want to just kind of do a really quick review of protein, because it's really important that you understand how protein works. And most of this it's going to be a review for most of you. Proteins, of course, are macronutrients like fats and carbohydrates, meaning we need a pretty high intake of these macronutrients in comparison to micronutrients like vitamins and minerals. And protein has a lot of different tasks. Proteins are hormones, enzymes, neurotransmitters, compounds in the immune system. They have a lot of different functions, but the most relevant for our discussion tonight and collagen is their role in structure. And this is just an illustration of an enzyme or a protein. It just wanted to make the point of how complex proteins can be. Now, to simplify that, I wanted to get a couple concepts out of the way. Protein is built from building blocks known as amino acids. And there's about 20 to 22 amino acids. And it's from those 20 amino acids that you can build all the 80,000 to 400,000 different proteins in the body. And that sounds like a wide variation. It sounds like we don't know how many there are, but there's hundreds of thousands probably of different proteins. And those are all built from, again, the sequence and configuration of those those primary building blocks. And from that, you build strands of protein. And in the case of collagen, those strands of protein actually are bundled into a fiber. And to take it from the other side, when we eat dietary protein, these long, complex proteins have to be broken down into smaller compounds that are more easily digested, and then finally into their amino acids. I like to use an analogy of letters of the alphabet. In other words, you can use the 26 letters of the alphabet to spell any word in the English language. And depending, of course, how you configure it, you spell different words. And you can consider the vowels essential words, right? You can't spell, if you don't have a particular vowel, there's some words you won't be able to spell. And the point being, when I just think of letters, I'm just thinking of how you could take a long, hard to describe word or hard to spell word. If you break it down into smaller 3 or 4 letter words, then it's easier to pronounce, and then break down into individual letters. And those individual letters are the amino acids that are then used to spell or make other proteins. I don't know if that made sense to you or not. Hopefully it did, but so why collagen? Collagen is the most abundant protein in the body. About 30 to 40% of the body's protein is collagen. There's at least 16 different types of collagen. I've seen it I've seen some sources saying 30 or more types, but 16 is generally what you see out there. About 90% of the collagen, though, are known as types 1, 2, and 3, and they are the building blocks for skin and hair, tendons, muscles, ligaments, your blood vessels, and even the structure that holds your organs together. Now, we do get building blocks and precursors in our diet. Our body, we make collagen from amino acids from protein intake, vitamin C, copper, vitamin A. There's a few others that are precursors that we need to make collagen. Unfortunately, as we age, though, our ability to synthesize collagen and make collagen is reduced and is basically less efficient. And then on top of that, a lot of us don't eat the right foods maybe that contain the amino acids that go to build collagen. Vegetarian diets as a whole are a little lower in some of the amino acids that are prominent in collagen. And then on top of that, if you haven't taken care of yourself very well, lifestyle-wise, if you've been exposed to too much sunlight, smoking, bad diet, poor sleep, inadequate hydration, there's a lot of things that can also impact the health of your collagen and your ability to make it. So let's talk a little bit about the collagen that we use in this product. We do use type 1 and 3 collagen as a mixture. It is sourced from pasture-raised cows. And we use types 1 and 3 as a combination because they complement each other really well. Those types, type 1 is primarily in the skin and bones and muscles, and type 3 is primarily in the vascular system and organs. Also the lymph system. And again, something that doesn't get mentioned very often and something that I've recently really paid attention to is the role of collagen in digestive health and maintaining good structure of the digestive system. So those are the reasons we use those types. They're more focused on, again, not just the outward look of the skin, but also internal organs, the vascular system, bones, muscles, joints, and all that. And because of the dosage in our product, you're going to, and we'll touch on this in a minute as well, you'll also be provided a lot of extra amino acids that are contributing to the pool that are available to make other proteins in the body, especially proteins that are similar to collagen, like keratin. Collagen is, if you remember the picture that I just put up, it's what's known as a triple helix. The protein strands are over 1,000 amino acids long, and they're kind of intertwined like a rope or a braid. And that's what makes collagen so strong. In fact, by weight, it's said that collagen's stronger than steel. But that also makes it really difficult to digest. Think about gristle or cartilage or tendons. You don't really digest. We don't eat straight cartilage in our diet that's not prepared in some way. So in order to provide a usable, digestible, and beneficial collagen product, the collagen is exposed to enzymes, just like it would be if you eat food and enzymes in your stomach and from your pancreas digest food. The original collagen is exposed to enzymes, and it's denatured or hydrolyzed, or you could even call it pre-digested, I suppose. And that starts to unwind this helix and loosen up the collagen. And the result of that is gelatin. Now, gelatin is soluble in hot liquid and not soluble in cold liquid. If you've ever made Jell-O, you know that. Now, that's a little bit more usable, but what we do then is you take the gelatin and expose it to heat through steam, and that further breaks it down into smaller, easier to digest, and efficient peptides, or just small pieces of protein. So it's really important with collagen that you get it hydrolyzed or broken down, or it's not very useful. Another ingredient that's in the advanced collagen product that's important is biotin. Biotin is a B vitamin, and like other B vitamins, it does play a role in converting the food we eat into energy. But in this case, and for the purposes of this product, we're particularly interested in its ability to support the enzymes that synthesize keratin. Keratin is a protein that is similar to collagen. It's more the shield protein that's in your fingernails, your hair, and the outer layer of your skin. So that's the purpose of biotin in the product, is really to focus on the hair and nails. And there'll be, we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the label as well, too. So another ingredient that's in there that's very important is hyaluronic acid. You might have to say that a few times to get that down. Hyaluronic acid. You might also see it. You might also see it. You might also see it spelled as hyaluronin. Anyway, it's a compound that's naturally produced in the body, and it's found in highest concentrations in the eyes and the joints. And the reason for that is because it's really important in maintaining moisture. It's actually really closely related to glucosamine. It's what's known as a glucosaminoglycan. So it's similar in function in a way to glucosamine that we use for the joints. Now with this product as well, it is also really large. It can be as long as 20,000 disaccharides long. It's like a carbohydrate that's very, very long. And so again, with this, you want it cut down into smaller sizes that make it a lower molecular weight. So you're always going to want to look on the label to see, it may not be particularly labeled, but you want low molecular weight, high hyaluronic acid. It's a lot more usable orally, especially. And then last but not least, the other really important ingredient in the product is our friend ascorbic acid or vitamin C. And aside from its role in defending against oxidative stress, vitamin C is absolutely necessary for a couple of enzymes known as lysyl and prolyl hydroxylase that are needed to synthesize collagen. So if you don't have enough vitamin C, those enzymes are inactivated and your collagen goes in a bad way. And what's interesting is you can look at the role and the relationship of vitamin C to collagen by looking at scurvy, which is the deficiency disease associated with vitamin C deficiency. One of the first things that happens is you get bleeding gums and a lot of excessive bruising and bleeding. It used to be a real problem with people that walked a lot and had scurvy. They would bleed a lot in their lower extremities, and it was actually called blackleg. And that's totally a result of not having enough vitamin C available to support the synthesis of collagen. Now, another ingredient that's important that's not in the product, but is also an important precursor is copper. Copper is also important to support an enzyme known as lysyl oxidase that has to do with maturing collagen. Now, we don't add it to this product because it doesn't have quite the safety margin that a lot of ingredients do, and it's already in significant amounts in our Cellsentials. So if you're taking a good multivitamin and eating a mixed diet, you're going to be getting copper as well. But I just wanted to mention that because you will see that mentioned as a precursor to collagen. So let's look at the product the product label itself in a little more detail. It actually does state right on there that we're using collagens type 1 and 3 and mentions the other ingredients. A serving size is 1 scoop. And a scoop, I asked around when nobody was quite sure, but looking at it myself and looking at the dosage, it seems to be probably about 2 fairly level tablespoons or about a heaping tablespoon if you lose the scoop for some reason. And then there's 30 milligrams of ascorbic acid. Now, we're used to using buffered vitamin C in a lot of our products. You know that as poly C. That's not really important or very necessary in a product like this and at this dosage. There really wouldn't be a good reason to buffer 30 milligrams of vitamin C. So if that's a question, hopefully that answers that. Biotin will be in doses of 300 or 900 micrograms, depending on the market. And collagen, as it states on the label, is hydrolyzed collagen types 1 and 3 bovine sourced. And then you also have hyaluronic acid at the bottom there. Now, this is something that's going to help you. That this is a little more of the inside information. Because it's a supplement and not a food, it has a supplement fact panel. And supplement fact panels don't list calories and the macronutrients and things that foods do. So take note of this. There are 60 calories per serving, and that all comes from the 15 grams of collagen protein. There's no sugar added. There's no added gluten. Because it doesn't contain any significant carbohydrates, it'd be good for a low carbohydrate diet or a keto diet. The flavors and colors are natural, and there's a total of 90 milligrams of sodium. Now, those will probably come up because if you look at the other ingredients, salt is on there. Now, I want to make a point with, if you look, you see the maltodextrin and the modified food starch, and people automatically think sugar, which is reasonable. But those are incidental ingredients that are part of the flavoring. And because it's a supplement, we have to break out the flavoring and the carriers on the label. But there's so little of it. The total amount in the entire serving of carbohydrates is about a half a gram. So if carbohydrates were labeled on the label, in most countries it would say 0, and at the most a half a gram. And I think as far as the amount of water to mix with it, that's really personal preference. I mean, it says 12 ounces, that's probably a good middle ground, but some might prefer less and some might prefer more. That really doesn't matter. That's just personal preference. I do want to touch on product claims really quickly. And, I've been really happy with what I've seen so far with everybody's comments and social media posts. I think we've done a fantastic job of staying reasonable and sticking to good common sense. So let's just keep that up and follow the official product claims that we're allowed. There's enough really exaggerated and crazy claims out there. Let's be different and not do that, hopefully. But the primary product support claims would be supports healthy skin aging, supports healthy growth for hair and nails, supports healthy skin elasticity, it supports healthy moisture retention. And secondarily, you could also make the claim that it supports healthy bones and joints, healthy gut and organ structure, and also does assist the body's building of muscle. Again, it's not the greatest protein in the world for building muscle, but you're getting a lot of amino acids that can go to build and be used for muscle building if necessary. And as far as the USANA product itself, why USANA? With our particular product, of course, I would just always go to our philosophy and our commitment to scientific and sound research development. It's also a well-rounded and more multifaceted product. As I said, in addition to the collagen, the biotin in there is also beneficial for the hair and skin and nails. And you've got some other ingredients in there that are, again, kind of complementing the protein itself. And, it's also a nutritional component part of our skincare line. I don't know how many of you remember or how many were around, but about probably 20 years or so ago, we actually had a product called Beauty Nutrients. And I don't know how many of you remember that, but we used to have a little beauty nutrient gel cap that went with our skincare products. So it's kind of nice to have something like that again that is a nutritional support for skin health and vital looking skin from the inside out. Now I want to get to product frequently asked questions, and I'm just going to actually go down these because I don't want to miss any of these. These are all questions that have been asked of me already, and I know there's a lot more. So I'm just going to go through these really quick, and hopefully a lot of these will answer any questions that you might have had already or might have after listening to me for 20 minutes. What are types 1 and 3? Again, we kind of went over that. But type 1 is the most relevant for skin, bones, hair, and muscle. Type 3 supports tissues in the organs, bone marrow, lymphatic system. Type 2 is not in our product, but it's found primarily in cartilage, and it's typically used for more joint products. And so the advanced collagen it's not intended to replace Precosa for joint health. Now, that doesn't mean you might not get benefit for your joints. But it's not intended to replace the purpose of Precosa. Is the advanced collagen vegan? No, as I've stated, it is from pasture-raised, grass-fed cows. Right now, there really are no vegan sources. If you really think about it, plants don't contain collagen. So be really careful when you're looking. If you see products out there labeled as vegan collagen, they're not really collagen. There's products out there that provide precursors, most of which you're already getting in your diet and your other supplements you're taking. And so it's a little tricky. Just be careful of the wording on those when you see them. I have seen a couple products that have combined a few proteins to try and mimic the amino acid profile of collagen. And there's nothing wrong with that, but they charged a huge amount of money and called it vegan collagen, which I find a little deceptive. So for now, there is really no non-animal sourced real collagen available. How much collagen should you take every day? I have had questions about whether it's better to take half a dose every day or the full dose every other day. That's hard to say whether one is better than the other necessarily, but I would probably err on the side of using half a serving every day rather than one full serving every. Did I say that right? I'd be in favor of using half a serving every day versus a full serving every other day. But really, again, it's protein. It's not an exact amount. You can take it how it fits best in your lifestyle. And what's the flavor? It's a pomegranate citrus flavor. The citrus is mandarin. How to take collagen. I've had a lot of people ask, can I put it in a smoothie, or can I put it in a hot drink or coffee? The great thing about collagen is it's pretty much indestructible. So you can add it to your smoothie. It's soluble in both cold and hot liquids, so you can put it in other drinks. I wouldn't boil it or anything like that because you do have vitamin C and biotin in there that are a little more sensitive to heat. But if you're adding it to something that's a hot drink, that's perfectly fine. What is the amino acid profile? Now, I do have an amino acid profile on this that if you ask through Ask the Scientist, I can send you. It's too much information to put on right now, but I will say that about 45% of this collagen mixture is comprised of glycine, proline, hydroxyproline, and lysine. And it's an incomplete protein because it doesn't have tryptophan. But again, we're really more focused on providing lots of those certain letters or certain amino acids that are used in collagen. And this also illustrates the point of getting a variety of proteins in the diet, because, for example, collagen is not very high in branched chain amino acids that you really do want. Whey protein is, but whey protein is also very low in these amino acids that are prominent in collagen. So you really want to, especially if you get in a rut of the types of proteins that you're eating, adding collagen as a different source of protein is only going to be beneficial in making sure that you have lots of these as raw material sources. As far as how clean is the advanced collagen, all I can say is, can I go back from there? Yikes. For some reason, my clicker doesn't work here and I don't know how to go back, but it's MSG free, it's free of any pesticides, it's free of GMOs, it is kosher certified. Now, I don't know if the rest of the product is, but the collagen itself is kosher. It's WADA certified for athletics, so it doesn't have any contraindicated ingredients or illegal ingredients for athletes. So it's pretty much, aside from the fact it's an animal product, it is about as healthy and clean as can be. how does the advanced collagen compare to other popular products? Now, I'm not going to name names, but there's been a really popular product circulating all over everybody's news feeds, and including mine. And let me just give you a little quickie comparison just of dosage. That particular product, and probably other liquid products, contains a total of 0.3 grams of collagen per serving. So that spoonful that is the recommended serving is 0.3 grams. Ours contains 15 grams, or 50 times the amount of collagen. So what that means is you're going to have the amino acids from our collagen to do the job in the skin and all over the place, but you're also going to have extra protein and extra amino acids for other uses. So that's a pretty stark difference. How do I support my body's collagen if I can't take the product? As we mentioned before, you do build collagen from the building blocks and nutrients in the diet. So I would focus on getting a vitamin C rich diet, good quality fruits and veggies, and quality protein. Make sure you're taking a multivitamin that covers you with copper. And that's pretty good for doing what you can on that end. And then what about collagen in skincare? Again, collagen in skincare, collagen is not absorbed past the epidermis. So in skincare, the collagen, along with high hyaluronic acid, is really meant more to retain skin moisture. And it's not really going down into below the surface and fixing or synthesizing collagen. So it's more of a surface area thing. And if you want any more information on collagen itself, some facts on collagen and the product Advanced Collagen, please go to askthescientist.com, and you can just click collagen in the search bar, and these two and possibly other articles will come up. I hope I ran through that really fast. I know I probably forgot something. And again, I was a little flustered from getting on late there, but hopefully you got something out of that and something you can use and a little bit different spin on it. Again, this is just another tool to provide amino acids and proteins and nutrients that a lot of us don't get when we are eating our normal diet. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the future sometime when we get to do stuff in person again. And I hope you guys all stay safe and healthy. And again, I appreciate your time. I hope that was helpful.